Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks. I did this or helped somebody do this police badge yesterday, and he got back to me, said it's perfect, but now he can't fill in the black between the stars. Well, I'm not going to do it on the badge itself, and I could have just told him how to do this, but the little graphics in the center of the star are terrible. I mean, if this badge is only 3 inches tall or 4 inches tall and 3 inches wide. Now, if we make a duplicate of that badge, and if he's going to engrave this on a plaque that's, 8 by 10, now look at our graphic. They've become quite a bit better. They're almost readable, or figure out what the graphic is anyway. So this is the way it should look. So I'm going to make some suggestions, and this is just my idea. I'm going to go to object and group and ungroup this. And I'm going to grab that center star that we moved yesterday, and there it is. Now, all you have to do, and I always double check to make sure there wasn't any white back there. And that still bugs me that you draw with a black box. That would irritate me. But anyway, all you have to do is take your Smart Fill tool and fill in around those stars. And that's pretty much all to it. But I wasn't going to make a video just for that. But let's see if we can't clean up this graphic. And once again, this is just a suggestion. The couple of ways we could do it, we could try moving stuff out of the way or select them individually. I'm going to ungroup all of them. Yeah, we don't really want to do that. We can't really grab the graphic. Yeah, too much work. So what we can do is just grab the graphic. And this is a good tool to use the freehand pick tool. And if you will hold down your Alt key and select this graphic and move it over, of course, it's going to jump at 4 inches. Wow. Let's make our duplicate distance like 0.25 right now. And let's make it, I do not like the lasso pick tool, but it's got its purpose. Now let's take this and see, it's not even a line. It's just a bunch of lines. And let's look at it in a hairline. Look at the graphic. I mean, would be pretty cool, with the exception that this hairline isn't going to engrave. And see, this is how the person made it. It's just a bunch of hairlines. Let me back up here. Looks pretty bad. I mean, I can't even tell what that is. I can't remember what, I thought I made a duplicate. So, you know what, I'm going to back up till I get my single one, hit the plus key. Well, I didn't change it to 1/4 of an inch. Let me change it to 1/4 of an inch, or 0.2 at least. Just remember, when we get it back, we can always get it back. Now, I'm not saying he needs to do this, but and you can't see, it's a 1/2 a point. You could type in 0.2 of a point and try engraving that and a test just to see what it looks like. I know a hairline is like 0.0 something, but you could test that engraving, off to the side, and you'd be a lot better. Now, if it doesn't do that, if it won't engrave, if it's still trying to cut, because I really don't, well, that's 1 point. I really don't know what a hairline is on all items. But see, this is a hairline with, we look at it under view and wireframe, what, we might be able to get away with not even using hairlines. You know what? Let's try that. Well, the arrows are kind of messed up. Um, but what you could do, you could take the Smart Fill tool and fill in these areas. Now, you won't be able to see it um, because we're in wireframe mode, but I'm just going to show you what it's going to kind of look like. And then go to View and Enhance. And see, that's more legible. And because it's a fill, this might be the way to do it. Don't use the hairline at all. And, you know, like maybe on this line, can't tell if it's in a group or not. Tell you what, you can always take the shape tool and see this is all one line. So evidently that is the line we need. If you could make this, you know, that 0.2 of an inch. I'm not sure. No, there we go. See, it is a hairline. See, that's what 0.5 looks like. It's just too much of a line. I know 0.25 won't engrave. That's a little bit better, but I would actually try it like at 0.1 and see if that would engrave. Now you might lose this other feature because that is, you know, a hairline line in there. Or what we could do instead of that, and I like that idea, what we could do instead of that, turn all this into a hairline. And I really don't understand because it doesn't have any fill. So how can this be a hairline? You know, that says it's a hairline, and if we go to View and Wireframe, it's a hairline drawing, but it's filled with something. So what I would suggest is to take away all the fill. Can't really do that either. I would just play around with engraving this on something else, you know, on a scrap piece of wood before I do it. Because let me just put this back and I'll kind of show you what it's going to look like. I did a no-no. I pulled that part out. Now we need to set our nudge factor on like that 4 inches. I might have messed up. Move it over. Because remember, I did part of it. But look at the difference. And now the only thing you'd have to run, and I don't know how big this badge is going to be, but this graphic right here is really, to me, kind of important. So if the badge, I'm going to hold down the Alt key. I'm using the whoa, I didn't get the lasso. Holding down the Alt. Now, when you do hold down the Alt key, do not touch anything else. Let's move that over and look at it. And I want you to see this graphic in hairline. It's just because it's so small. I mean, look at the graphic. It's beautiful. You know, you could quite possibly do this, you know, you know, just smart fill kind of different parts and leave, you know, well, one thing I know we could do, let me back up here and let's see if this works. I'm trying to back up all the deal. You could meticulously, and I don't know how important this is to him. You know, this is a good job let's combine it. And look at that. Look at that graphic. Now, it's not perfect. There's some weird stuff going on, but it's a lot better than what was there. You know, if we move that over, I mean, look at the difference in the quality. There's some trash, but I mean, I'm going to back up and show you the difference. I mean, look at that compared to that. And what I was kind of getting at, you could actually not fill that in. And that's what I was kind of getting at. And that's what I meant by how much work he wants to put into this. If this is a hairline, let's move it over there. Have all these items like this, you know, and run them separately. And I wish I would have, I'm going to do it real quick. And if you don't ever want to do this, I need the freehand pick tool. I'm going to hold down the Alt key. Now, like I said, you can't touch anything. When you're using the Alt key, anything it touches. So if you touch that, I might not even got it all. So I've got that selected. I'm going to nudge it over. I'm going to do all of them. Hold down the Alt key because I'm going to show you how to do something. Well, at least what I would do. I'm going to, even though I've got this one, I'm going to go ahead and move it. And I'm going to show you that wish I would have made a copy before we started. The Alt key helps you direct this lasso, I think. Okay, well, I got the inside part. Because this is an important job for him, he wants it to be perfect. This would be well worth doing. So now let's take all these graphics and select them all and turn them into a hairline. Okay. Now we've got some weird stuff going on, and I would group this together, Control G. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go in and fill in my stars like it was an original question. He wasn't asking for this other part. Now, group all this together. Group all this together and move it over. And now move this over. And the way I would do this, if this was my project and my badge, I would nudge this off the screen. And I would run this job. Let me back up here. Let me back up here. Let me put it where you would put it in your laser bed on a piece of wood. Now because I grouped it, I can nudge that out of the way. And then I would raster engrave all this. Because this could have some hairlines in it. Then what I would do is actually move this out of the way, and I would vector engrave this. And vector engraving is cutting it, but it doesn't go too far where it doesn't go through the wood. Just marks the wood. It's faster. I mean, you could, this is going to take, well, it's so small, it might just take a minute to raster engrave, but it might just take, 10 seconds to vector engrave it. But don't take my word for it how it's going to look. Test it on a piece of scrap wood, or at least test that first before because everything else is, like he said on his return email, is perfect. Anyway, hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.